A warm welcome back to Ushaka Marine out here in Durban. Now, one of the premier events in Durban is Interpret Durban, which is an art competition. And a little earlier, I think it was last year sometime, when they were calling for entries for people to come in and enter the competition. And I'm pretty sure there's been a winner. So we thought, let's get an update on what happened in this year's competition. I saw the pictures on Facebook just the other day. It looked like a lot of fun. So we've invited the organizers and the founders of Interpret Durban to tell us more about the competition. We've got Jonas and Gabriella. Guys, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you for having us.
How did this year's competition go?
It was amazing. We had probably more entries than we've had in previous years. It was our 5th year, and it was sort of a really nice feeling and celebration because a lot of different people came together from Durban to celebrate with us, something that we've put a lot of our heart into. So it was probably my favorite one thus far.
Yeah. Let's talk about, we're working backwards now. What is Interpret Durban?
So Interpret Durban is a mixed medium art competition. It basically runs for 2 months prior to the event itself. The call for artists goes out and really calls for artists across a variety of mediums, and it's really about highlighting Durban talent. So as Gabby said, it started 5 years ago, and this last one was really one of our main highlights in terms of what we were able to achieve, the quality of artwork that was submitted, and really Durban getting a chance to shine.
What was the theme this year?
It was called Durban DNA. So it was really about showcasing each of the competition elements had a different sort of theme that altogether brought to, if you looked at the exhibition, you would get a feeling of the Durban DNA.
What for you were the highlights of this year's competition?
I mean, there were quite a lot. I really enjoyed the video competition. I think the quality of work that just was massively improved. There was amazing stuff that came through. But it was also just, we had a different venue, and just the people that arrived to support artists. And the selection of artists that we had was quite diverse and mixed, and it's very interesting.
All right. So you have different categories. Talk to us about these categories and what stood out for you in the different categories for you this year.
I think so. Interpret Durban, when it first started, was just a T-shirt design competition 5 years ago, and from there, it's expanded quite a bit. So, as Gabby just mentioned, video was one of the strong categories that came through. Obviously, something that takes quite a bit of time, and with a 2-month window, it really is something that, compared to something like photography, for example, is something that you've got to invest quite a bit of time. And photography was another one of the categories in which we had a professional and an amateur category. There was a graphic design, mixed medium art. It really is something that we tried to do to allow as many people from as many different sort of factions of the art world to come together under one roof and really contribute something special.
How does this grow the art sector in this part of town?
Well, there's various different ways. I mean, one is through the competition, sort of it's a challenge to artists, but also we exhibit everything. So everybody gets an opportunity. If they have never been exhibited before, it's a great opportunity to put your work out there. And then also through a lot of our media partners, the winners all get announced, and it's a great platform for them to continue to push in their creative endeavors.
How do you come up with these themes, though? Durban DNA. This year was Durban DNA.
Well, Durban DNA really, I mean, the themes are always something that take quite a bit of time and quite a lot of deliberation, but it was really, for us, it was a question of what makes Durban, what constitutes a city, what makes a people. And you also try and keep it as broad as possible, but within a confine, so that you get a feeling, as Gabby said, on the exhibition night itself, of something that's cohesive. And for us, Durban DNA was really a question posed to a city of what it is that constitutes itself.
What did the artist say, though? What is Durban DNA, according to the artist?
Well, I mean, as I said, each category had sort of a different theme. So, for instance, the photography section, it was I am Durban. Mm-hmm. So the brief was to photograph a person, a portrait-style photo of somebody. And it was just it was this beautiful exhibition because you had all these sort of portraits of faces of Durban, and you just walked through it and you just got this energy of like how amazing our city is, how diverse we are, how many different types of people we have. And it was just a really sort of empowering thing to see that and, be part of that, be one of those faces.
And it's very unusual. I saw the pictures of the final day where the winners announced. It's not like you're sitting in an auditorium somewhere and clapping hands and the winners announced. How do you plan that final day?
I think it all really comes down to the venue itself is always a very important facet of the event, and getting something that is representative of a city, that feels comfortable, that feels organic, that feels like something that you move through and it can experience a city. It has to, really, it's almost as important as the competition itself. So for us, this past Interpret Durban event was really something that was about that. That was about a sense of sort of cohesion amongst the city, amongst the people, and getting everyone to feel Durban, to be Durban. It wasn't something that was static. It was something that was moving, maybe a little sweaty, a little hot, a little humid. It was something that was real.
Yeah. You want to add something?
And just to have fun. I think it's also about celebrating, ourselves and our culture, and sitting around, doesn't really do that. So our sort of approach is to just have fun and have good music and good people and sort of celebrate what we have as Durbanites.
All right, so entries, when do entries for the Interpret Durban 2016?
Not yet. We will be putting it out on our Facebook page and on our website and Twitter, which Jonas can give you. But everything will be out hopefully in the next sort of month or two. We're trying to put everything out again. So it's
right.
Again.
Good job, guys. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much.
Interpret Durban is an art competition that happens in the city. Self-explanatory, Interpret Durban. And we were talking to the organizers, of course, about the competition, Jonas and Gabriella. Let's take a